Good afternoon, everyone. I'm trying to do this Facebook Live. I'm just going to be very candid with you. I have some thoughts and ideas that might help some pastors and church leaders. They're just mine. I thought I'd share them with you. Don't have all of the answers, but like I said, I just want to share a few thoughts with you guys. My name is Jerome Millette. I guess you know that if you're looking at this video. I'm a preacher, but I kind of like first name basis. Title is just my church name. That's what they call me in church settings. But anyway, like I said, I don't have all the answers, but I like to share a few thoughts, and it's mainly concerning the youth in our church. So many churches, they talk about our future church. And if you're speaking about your future church and you're talking about the babies, the little babies to maybe the mid-teens, then that is the future church. But if you're looking at those that are late teens to maybe mid-30s, that's not the future church. Although they will be in the future, that's not the future church. That's the church right now. It may need training, but that's the church right now. And we need to realize that. So I thought I'd just share a few of my thoughts, give a few comments to maybe help some of you guys out. For example, this is an example that I used a couple of times this week as I was talking with someone. And I was talking about my granddaughter. She's 22 years of age. So back in my days, when you made a telephone call, you stuck your finger in a dial. Whichever number came first, that dial had 10 numbers from 1 to 0. If it was 919, you stuck it in the 9 and turned it to the stop. It went all the way back around. You stuck it into 1, turned it to the top. But anyway, my granddaughter has never seen one of those phones. I don't even think I know she's never used a phone booth. She may have seen one on television. I don't even think that she has used a clamshell phone, a phone that we used to put on the wall sometimes, or sometimes on a coffee table. So my point is this: that's not a part of her culture. She can't even relate. She can't even relate. So culture has a lot to do with the way church is today. We have to find a way for them to relate to the culture in which they live in. Some of us can't relate to Ty Tribbett's music or Kirk Franklin's music because our culture is years ago and we don't want to leave that culture. Really, we can't ever leave it, but it's a part of who we are. But we have to understand that cultures change. The Word of God does not change, but cultures change, and we have to find a way to be able to reach our young people through the culture that they are in. So I would just suggest that you do some research. Take a look at some things. Find out what they like. Find out what they're used to. Because like I said, and I repeat it again, they can't even relate to our culture. So when you can't relate to something, you have no idea where it's coming from. From what I understand, Mahalia Jackson was one of the greatest black gospel singers of our time. But I cannot relate to Mahalia Jackson. Although it's God's music, she's giving God's praise, it's just the sound they had in that culture. So my prayer is that some of you pastors and leaders would just kind of think about what I said, so you'll be able to relate to the culture. We have to find out what their culture is, what they understand, what they have learned in their culture, and be able to relate. I'm sounding repetitive, but I really want you pastors and church leaders to take a look at it. Because as I said in the beginning, our late teens to mid-30s are not the church of the future. They will be in the future, but they are the church right now. I remember this, and I'll say this, the last thing I'll say. I visited a church years ago in my hometown, Wilmington, and in the vestibule, I was looking through the glass door. I was waiting for someone to come out because church was over. And I could see some little tiny kids. I could see someone maybe 12, But the late teens to the mid 30s, nobody was there. And the Lord spoke this to me, and I'll never forget it. Without older people like me, your church can't live. But without younger people, your church will die. God bless you.